didn't I? And I wanted a serious answer, but no, they were afraid. You can't handle the truth!
Hi guys, Deja B, Real Neo here. Just wanted to give you a little sample of some things that I've often found very strange. I used to listen to this Crow guy a lot, but he's gotten way more into marketing than I ever wished. Now, I mean, you know, you can see the CC and the 777, and then he'll go on and on and on about not being an occultist, which again, I have no problem if you're an occultist. I follow many occultists on here. I love everyone, and I say it all the time, and I've been saying it for years and years. So another thing I've been saying for years and years would be the title of this video, which is his story. There are three things that I've been saying for years online, consistently. Number one is MAsonTRIX. It's not the Matrix, it's the MAsonTRIX. And if you once you understand that and understand that there are organizations of magicians, or whatever word you wish to call it. Again, a magician is just simply someone who works life force, can work the life force of the heart realm, which is where you are. And again, who rules the realm? Well, actually you do. But in kingdoms, or in this particular kingdom, there are people that feel that they have a higher position than you and so forth. And they use all this secret knowledge to work against you, because they, again, feel like they're running around in a kingdom in which they can do anything they want because the king or king structure has given them permission. So hence MAsonTRIX. You know, again, nothing specific. Everything that I've ever done, I mean, you can take it from one point of view. Does Brian want to destroy the Masons? Is he going against the Masons? No, I am trying to elevate all of us. That's what Neo does. All of us. Okay, so you see an agent, I see, you know, somebody who can do something else with their life. So it's not a matter of anything at all negative. It's just a matter of intelligence and advancement. Again, they've used eugenics. Eugenics turned into genetics. And you're tested all of the time. Everybody, you know, you can ask 10 people on the street, and probably all 10 of them will say K-12 is bull crap. You know, they don't teach you anything about life. They don't teach you anything about magic. I mean, come on now. So anyway, I just wanted you to hear this little excerpt here, because again, it is a very good example of the MAsonTRIX. And again, I don't know why these popular sites don't unify under the word, because it labels everything. Again, this is what's going on.
I think early on they probably were like, huh, that's an interesting coincidence. But by now, there's no way these people, from the writers to the numerous voice actors, they've got to know by now that they're involved in something that goes deeper than just a cartoon.
Yeah, you would imagine. I mean, I'm sitting here watching what they're producing, knowing that. So, you know, I'm right where you are. How is it even possible that the people delivering it don't know way more than I do? Exactly.
Now, the guys on South Park, I've been getting more and more curious about, because Family Guy and those shows, South Park and Family Guy are produced very differently as far as the actual animation and all that. Family Guy has massive production behind it and the kind of animation that goes into it. Big team of writers, lots of production to get the cartoons animated and all that. South Park is done with a small team and with the same two guys that have done it since they invented it. So they have a lot more direct control over everything. And I gotta wonder, when you start seeing them injecting things like, okay, this isn't like a huge group of people where somebody's inserting something somewhere. Those two, if something is going into South Park, they had something to do with it.
I would imagine that's true, but in terms of having control, I would point out to you that they are on a smaller network. They constantly make jokes about how bad Family Guy is, or don't watch it, this kind of thing. But I would further point out that they're running on Comedy Central, which has a logo that is CC 33. The idea that anyone is making a show and has control over what's going to be broadcast to millions of minds, in my view, is ludicrous. I don't think it matters whether you are on Fox primetime or whether you're on Comedy Central not so primetime at 10 o'clock at night. You are pre-echoing things that are in a system that was planned for probably a very, very long time. And I think that the idea that there's a Tavistock advisor they're kind of steering it would have to be something like that, or like, you know, a director that is absolutely tied in to the, you know, who knows, shows up at the Trilateral Commission meeting or the highest Mason, whatever it might be, and you know, they all in concert decide what's going to be done. And I will always maintain that a lot of this is tipping your hand to the audience, because for whatever reason, you can't just simply set a bear trap out and blindside someone. That is a hard, fast rule that we can see demonstrated over and over. People argue endlessly why that might be. I've said the third law of alchemical law, the idea of karma or cause and effect, even going into other avenues of magic and lesser magic. Point is, they are tipping their hand. So is it possible that some guy, just because he happened to make a successful show, is being trusted with tipping the hand? And I would submit, I doubt it seriously.
Okay, guys, so there you hear it. They'll chew around the edges of it pretty much all day long. They'll go, oh gosh, it's a conspiracy, or oh gosh, how could all these people be working together? Oh my goodness, it's right there. Anybody that goes and invests their time and energy into going underground, just to use a word, to occult anything that they're trying to do or hide it from everyone else, is going to be what do you call that? That's called deception. So if you bring deception into the realm, there are certain responsibilities for carrying that deception. So that's what he was alluding to there by the alchemy, the magic in the realm, karma, nothing will stop it, when it's really just simply an equal and opposite reaction for every action. This is what goes on here. Everything here is to maintain a symbiotic balance, whether you understand that or not or paid any attention, but that's what's going on. So they are attempting to obviously affect the balance, and again, that's just what's going on. It's almost like they explain it. I don't know how many Star Wars movies there are out now, a dozen, and the same theme is carried out through all of that stuff. Greed is coming from a position of scarcity, like what happened to Vader, so he was all pissed off, so he's coming from that, so now he's going after all the abundance of the universe, which again doesn't exist because it's all science fiction. Or maybe it does exist, but we sure as heck ain't been there. We ain't gone past what we can see out there, and frankly, we can't even prove that we've gone even close to what we can see, because that's what you get with 50, 60 years of NASA, is this endless BS, which is why, again, I like Crow for the most part, because he did put a finger in their eye with their lunar wave. But at the same time, again, I don't understand all of this trying to make money off of trying to advance us all. That's where the real Neo gets a little confused, is the fact that, because I don't try to do any of that stuff. I used to run Google ads just to try to get more traffic, and now that Google is hiding from many of my accounts, the entire analytics for those accounts, and that all started around a month ago, around the first of the year. What the heck? Whatever, dude. So no more Google ads for me. I could care less, because actually, I do other things, as you can imagine. So to stay on point, what is going on with this? If it's the MAsonTRIX, it's not the Matrix, it's the MAsonTRIX, and if any one of you really wish to be an actual truther, or whatever you wish to call it, as far as to walking the path, you have to define the path that is, that's going on right now. I mean, this reality that they call it, that they create, oh, it's real, and it's an IT, it's internet made. So that's where you get this whole, where people are thinking, oh, we're in a computer, we got game theory, but no, you're inside of a living thing. We don't know what it looks like, but it probably looks like us. You just have no sense of scale. You could be a skin cell. Everything could be bubble wrap. There could be this realm and then an adjacent realm, and so on and so forth. You certainly can't go up. I mean, all the rockets arcing have proved that. But I just wanted to say something here about, like I said, it's very strange that a lot of these big popular cats on here that are doing all this stuff, trying to please the audience and sell Google ads and whatnot, and make money off of this. It's really strange how they won't even, use the word MAsonTRIX, which, again, it's not to upset any particular Masons. It's not to make fun of any particular Masons. It's simply to say, hey, look, we know what you're doing over there. We don't know exactly what you're saying in there, but because you're doing what you're doing over there, I just choose to ignore you for pretty much until you decide to join the rest of us, where we live in an honest world and share what we do. We're not trying to get into eugenics, genetics, all the testing that's gone on. Guys, I've been sent to so many different private schools. I mean, we can make a whole 2-hour episode on it, okay? They bounced me all around. They documented me. I wasn't born in the 20s, when they started this eugenics and documenting thing. So I was born in a lot later. So they were on me like stink on shit. So excuse my language, but just wanted to put that out there. And so that's I've equaled time there pretty much with what Crow had to say. I'll leave a link in the description. And there is a lot of good information in this video. If you can deduce it, I would say it's probably got a good 25 minutes of good information out of the hour and 9. I'm not going to repost the 25 for you. But one love, starting to ramble. Peace. And everybody understand that every day is a day to kick the elitist butt. Oh, and and I didn't want to forget there because I started rambling. That's what that Starbucks coffee does to me. I got it in the Keurig. Look at this here. Talk about the occult. See, again, what I was trying to point out is if you deal in deception, okay, you are going to you'll get things like this constantly. And you know, I hate to say it, but I mean, I'm not saying that Crow is dealing specifically in deception and being aware of it, but I will say that he is attempting to dabble his feet in both markets. And of course, you know, in this particular programming line, that people think that they have to deceive in order to cash those Google checks, and they may be correct. As I said, you know, I'm not doing that stuff anymore. But I wanted to point this out as that's very, very funny to go along with this 777, and I would choose this particular time to come in here and make this video, as I figured people would get a kick out of that. But I want to close a little bit better. The 3 words that you need to know, the 3 words and 1 action that the real Neo would like to tell everyone on this Monday morning is, here you go. Anytime you hear alien, think of this, all lying, because that's what it is. Every time you hear history, think about this. It's his story. All lying. So there's the first 2, and then the last one, of course, is MAsonTRIX. Incorporate this word into every possible aspect that you can, and watch this realm get a lot beautifuler. Because again, you know, it's all about taking things to a higher, more productive level for all of us. And they've got us all documented with their eugenics and all their other silly crap. So it's best to just simply be honest. Again, guys, you know, I'm not the youngest chicken in the coop, but I can certainly tell you that being honest, and I did all of that in the last couple of years of my life. Actually, it's getting closer to a lot longer now, but I figured out that being a mortgage collection agent and having to lie for a living for the bankers was not a positive direction for me. And I worked for IndyMac, and that was the largest fold there ever was. So that's pretty much around the time I started learning that there's a value to integrity and honesty. And people that try to deceive, I'm sorry, but you chose that path of trying to deceive, just like we choose the path of honesty. And we need to find a way to meet somewhere in the middle, because all this polarization stuff, I mean, that's what he was saying. You know, he's like, oh, South Park is solely different than Family Guy. But again, those are just, you know, and they're making fun of each other. That's what they've always done, like the Beastie Boys, you know, making fun of each other. That's Masons. That's a mind Mason all the way across the board. So of course they don't. Seth MacFarlane doesn't have any beef with the people that make you know, Trey and you know, the Parkers or whoever they are. They don't have any beef. It's all just simply they're playing off of one another like any magician would to create, you know, life. Because again, this is what a lot of people overlook for some reason. That polarization is simply life. Okay, you take a little bit of energy from one, a little bit of energy to the other, and you create a whole thing. Okay, that's what a movie is, right? All these people get together, they create something. They created a living movie, a thing. You know, it's like even Smoking the Bandit was made, you know, obviously back in 1977. But it still has a life of its own. And if you don't believe me, watch a Barrett Jackson or a Mecum auction and see the value that is still there. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that they're all just creating things, you know. And this Crow guy, you know, again, no fault to him, or anything like that at this particular time. But it's interesting to point out that, you know, again, when you try to go down these roads of, you know, selling half of your show on YouTube and then send the other one here, I mean, you lose a little bit of credibility in my realm the heart realm when you do stuff like this, when this energy could be easily used to put people on a better pedestal and a better place to advance. Because again, you know, we're just adults, but there's a lot of little kids that are coming into this world just today. You know, like in Fear the Reaper, 40,000 new ones every day. What are you doing to make this place better? Is what I'm trying to. It's what's the whole point of this long video is, you know, what are you doing to make this place better? Because that's what I've been on point for a long time. And no, I don't want a cookie. I just want more of you younger folk to get involved and understand that you don't have to live a life of all these tricks. You can change this. You can change the realm. One love, victory over Decepticons. Like, oh my goodness, I am still here. That is so hilarious. Somebody really wanted to communicate a lot today. Okay, so there's, when I was going to try to say there's the 3 words, but there's really 4, okay? Number 1 now is no longer MAsonTRIX. Number 1 is heart realm. Heart realm. Heart instead of earth. Start putting that out there. Start putting that word out there. And again, like the art of war, all victories and all wars are taken care of the mind. So once you get people to understand that they're standing on a heart and not on some dead rock, then they can, you know, hopefully that'll be the impetus to affect change. So you got heart realm, followed by MAsonTRIX, all one word, followed by alien, which is all lying. They're all full of it, and there's plenty of them. Secure Team 10. Oh my gosh. Anyway, and the 4th one, of course, would be oh my goodness, I already forgot. Oh, history. Yeah, his story. You know, that's what history is. And you see the History Channel and you watch that big H, you know you're hearing his story, or the, you know, Mind Mason's point of view for their king. So you got all of that. And then, of course, the last action, the action out of the 4 words, the biggest action that you could pull off is to, of course, just walk away from TV news in all aspects of it. Don't, you know, watch it as a comedy every once in a while at the corner of your eye. But again, it's all a programming tool to get you on a groupthink mentality, and the history has proven it all the way back to Randolph Hearst, who got you know, millions and billions of dollars in his house made of gold on all the warfare, getting brother and brother to fight back in the Civil War, all the way to today. That's what they use. That's their tool. So it's a tool of fools, and I would say just walk away from it. You know, we'll create new news outlets, because that's the way it is. You know, I mean, it's our realm. It's not theirs. Victory over Decepticons. This is the final out. Hope you guys are having a great Monday. Peace.
It's a place where no one has gone before.